to Tabletop 5s. Today, we're taking a look at Arcs by Leader Games.
Yeah.
Adam, what did you think about this Spacefaring adventure?
Yeah, so first of all, the hype is real. It is a super amazingly fun game. Right. It is super cutthroat.
Yep. This was all the rage at Gen Con when I went there, and we said, like, we got to pick up a copy. We got to do a first impression of it. So thankful we did.
Thank you, Leader Games, for sending us this game. Also, we have teamed up with Leader Games to do a giveaway of, well, Arcs. So stay tuned in the video to find out more details and get a copy for yourself.
That's right.
So, yes, Arcs. All the hype, what do you need to do? Space, combat, building, combat.
Yeah, so I'd say, this is like a really cutthroat game.
It is.
Take high risk, high reward. There we go.
Gotta take that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So, in this game, you are going to be you're going to be having a spacefaring civilization. You're going to have ships, and you're going to have starports, and you're going to have cities. And you're going to launch yourself out into the rest of the galaxy.
Known galaxy, I guess.
To both take over other civilizations, other planets, contend with other civilizations, and most importantly, claim ambitions, which is how you get your points.
If you don't claim ambitions, let's go back to the very first game we played, and we all were, a 4-player game, right? We were all playing.
Figure it was just
nobody claimed ambitions the first. We didn't know what the crap we were doing.
Just saying, okay, it's a fighting game. You just
and we were like, oh, okay, cool. At the end of it, we were like, why didn't we all score things? But you're claiming ambitions in Tyrant, killing the most pieces, Captive, captivating the most people, in prison, not by show. Anyways,
so you got the
you're also
the materials one.
Yeah, you got Tycoon.
Yep.
You also have the Seeker. Yes. And then you also have Empath.
Right. So
and so these are all the different. I don't think we missed any, but
that's fine.
Yeah. Those are the ambitions that you're trying to claim to make the most points. When you do claim and pop, what we call pop, because like we play Twilight Imperium. Anyways. But you take and start an ambition. It now is open season for the rest of the galaxy to then fight for that.
So just because you say, I want to do that ambition doesn't mean you get it. Just means that now people can try to get it overall.
So then you will take the highest score marker and assign it to that.
Well, you should take the highest score marker.
Well, you have to, actually.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay.
First person gets the highest amount to pop it, and then lesser than. There's 3 different markers. If it doesn't get used, that marker flips over to the higher version side for the next round. Right.
So whoever gets the highest of the count in each of those areas that have the ambitions revealed gets the first point scored, and the second place gets the second point scored. On your board, and we'll get into more details, there are 2 other spots that you can reveal that give you bonus points if you secure first place in the ambition. And that's it. That is how you score points in this game. Everything else is just fluff.
Chaos.
Fluff of how you get there, but that's how you score points.
Exactly. And so it's a trick-taking card game.
Yes, let's get into actually the gameplay.
Yes, so you get a hand of 6 cards. It's a trick-taking card game. There's 4 suits. 5 suits. 5 suits. And each suit has a different ability and different pips on it. Usually the lower the number, the higher the pips, the higher the strength of the card, the lower amount of pips. Pips equals actions.
Right, so the idea you have to kind of balance between a high card value allows you to claim trump the benefit, or claim that the trick. The benefit of that is you get the initiative token, which allows you to go first next turn, but it comes with only a few actions. So there's this balancing between, do I want to go high, do I want to go low?
Right. And then there's also 2 different other options that you have. If you don't have the same suit, you can pivot and put a card face up, and then you can take the one action or pit value of the card you played, or you can copy the lead card by playing face down any card. And if you want to seize the initiative from the first player because you have all low cards, you can discard an extra card to seize the initiative for yourself.
Right, and this gets into the first strategy thing that I figured out was, okay, so the rules say that you keep going until nobody has any cards. So I looked at my cards and I said, man, I have a lot of build stuff. This is like the first turn of the game. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And Adam starts throwing out all these like warlord stuff that does battle. I'm like,
I have to. I gotta stay true to myself.
I don't have this. I said, you know what? I'm just going to let him exhaust all of his cards. Yeah, he's going to do all his stuff. But then I get to build my entire fleet, and then I had one way to attack, and I did that, and I wiped out half his fleet.
Yeah, and so I did still score Warlord.
You did.
So the other cool part about ambitions and scoring, so if you were to do Warlord, it's the most claimed pieces. So in battle, it's dice-based. Everybody, you roll, the attacker has all control, the defender has none. And so if I roll against Jason, however many ships I have is however many dice I roll. We won't get into what all the dice do, you can figure it out yourself. But they shoot back, Interceptor takes if you have ships, takes a hit at all of your ships depending on how many ships you have. So if I had 3 ships, I'd shoot 3 at Jason's ships. And so you're rolling dice, you're eliminating different players. You claim those players, ships and pieces as Warlord. And then if you have enough in Warlord, you then
Can you tell he likes Warlord?
Yes.
So one other thing about the dice, there's also 3 different types, and the only thing to say about them is
orange and red.
Basically, it's a risk reward, so you can basically kind of
push your luck.
Yeah, you can do things that basically say I'm only going to do damage to my opponent, or I'm going to go really gangbusters, and I can potentially do damage to me.
Yeah, so I guess we'll quick go over the dice. One of them's blue. Yeah. It's literally the weakest dice. It has probably 1 hit or so on each side. No takebacks of hit. Then you've got orange dice that help bombard like buildings, where you can raid buildings and ransack buildings, which we'll get into. But there's a lot more like flame icons that then shoot back at yourself. And then you have the obliteration dice, is what we call them. They're red, and they have just crazy amount of firepower, but you also can take a lot of damage.
Yes, that's what I did. I'm going to go for broke, crazy. And I rolled pretty good, and I limited.
Yeah, and so when you are attacking, after the aftermath, you assign...
the attacker assigns all damage.
Yes, and so you assign damage by turning down your ship.
Everything has 2 hit points.
And so you sideways, that means it's been hit and injured. Standing up is refreshed and ready to go.
So you do have the ability to repair in this game through other cards, so you can stand those cards
repair
back
buildings,
up.
ships.
So that's the other thing with the attack. You can destroy buildings, and there's 2 different buildings. There are your city buildings, and this is what you can use this to tax. Tax is awesome. You can tax your own buildings, or you can tax your opponent's buildings, and this is how you get resources. Or you can also destroy starports, which are actually what generates the buildings. Or generates the ships. Now, when you destroy the buildings, people aren't too happy about this.
Outrage, would someone say.
Outrage occurs. And you basically, you get a benefit. So you get to claim some cards that have some of your opponent's little like spy pieces on them. Yes. So you get those cards, we'll get those cards in a sec. But you also get Outrage, and this basically negates some of your benefit later on of what you can use in the game. So it's another one of these balances of how direct and how focused do I want to be, but I'm going to be hurting myself long term if I really go ham and start destroying everything.
Yeah, so there's also these really cool cards that you can get, and they're called guild cards, and they break the game sort of in different ways.
It's an engine type of
They all have a symbol which matches a resource. Those are also ways that you get between resources and guild cards, is how many you have to show if you have emotion ambition. But when you're taking those and you're playing them, they have keys on it, which they can be stolen by raiding. Like Jason said, you're going into the building, you're raiding it. Hopefully you survive, you hit it all, people get outraged. You lose the ability, so there's a whole Prelude action, which is huge. So if you outrage somebody, you lose the Prelude action for that place that you captured, blew up.
And before we get to continue, we are going to talk about the giveaway now.
Yes, let's talk about the giveaway.
So let's talk about the giveaway. So, standard giveaway, we are giving away a copy of ARCs with in combination with Leader Games.
Yes.
And in order to enter the giveaway, please subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers.
And like the video.
Like the video, and leave a comment on what is your favorite spacefaring game. Yeah, let's do that one.
ARCs is fun.
So yeah, check the description down below for all the rest of the details. Good luck in the giveaway. Back to the review of the game, and we're going to continue with Prelude, yes. So that gets into your resources of the game.
Use them.
Very important.
You really need to use them. So a cool thing about the Prelude actions and guild cards is that mostly guild cards are Prelude. So you have to do it before you play your card down,
but before you do your actions.
But before you do your pip actions, you can do Prelude actions, which is then play your cards, do whatever it says, your guild cards, and or spend these resources.
And these resources are really cool. So they basically satisfy 2 different good things, I guess, with them. One is you can use them in these Prelude actions, and you use materials to build or repair an extra ship or building. You can use fuel, allows you to move your fleet a space. You can use Relic, which allows you to take a card. It allows you to take a card in the row that you have influence guys on it. You can use Psionic, which allows you to take 1 action of the lead card, whatever it may be. So that one you just do it, and that's it.
Then you have Warlord.
The Warlord in his base was weapon, and with that one, you can take one or more of the pips of the card that you put down, and they allow you to attack, which actually was really useful for me, and is how I attacked Adam, because I had no Warlord cards.
So he had a location that had attacks ability, was the gain of 1 resource of Warlord, and then he had no card, so he was able to place his Warlord token on his card, giving him the ability to attack on his turn.
Right, so to get more of these resources, you tax, that's how you get the resources.
A lot of comboing.
So there's a lot of comboing here, there's a lot of, building up situational play, but these resources can be stolen during raiding, so, but the other thing is you may want to keep them, because when you get to scoring at the end of the round, they count towards that scoring bonus.
Ambitions, right. Yes. So you're either spending it, you're hoping to either have enough to claim the ambition, or using it because you're trying to make sure that other people aren't getting ambitions. And so there's this crazy, like, pulling back and forth tug of war feel where you're like, do I do this now and destroy Jason, but I'm going to hurt myself because I won't have enough to score, but then I want Jason to score because then I'm going to lose more, and if I don't score, then he's going to score, and
yes,
that's why Warlord exists.
And again, and overall the game, I mean, there's this area control aspect with the game. Right. There's kind of these cool movement things that in the center of the galaxy. They have gates which allow you to basically do fast movements, but then you have other locations that totally prevent you from. There's rifts in between, so you have to go into the gates.
And if you block the gates with ships, someone can't slingshot past you. They move in and get stuck. Right, it's a little pivot.
So this is overall just a really unique game. Really fun how they put it together. A lot of laughs, a lot of fun. It's not your typical 4X game. It's not your typical Seafaring game. It's not your typical trick-taking card game. It's not your typical resource management game.
Building. Yeah, it's just
something different.
Right. Leader Games does it again, right? Root, Oath, right? I mean, such great games. And they have another winner here. We super love it. I mean, and it plays amazing at 4. 2 players, there plays with a little AI, like you have to beat you start with resources on the ambitions, and if you have to get at least past those 2. Right,
and they block off certain sections of the board, so that it kind of shrinks the board down.
We play 4-player, we play 2-player. And it has to be good with 3.
Right. And there's also
I did play with 3.
There's a campaign mode too.
Yeah, there's a campaign mode that's coming out, or is out. It will be out. It's like pre-ordered, right? Okay. But there's an expansion, there's a campaign mode, there's also upgraded minis, which I did get, of course.
Of course.
Something crazy. And then so, the other thing though is, we forgot to mention, there is inside this box asymmetrical leader abilities, which don't recommend playing with until you play the game at least 2 times.
Right.
Because you need to understand how things flow.
Right, they really
break. They like give you a crazy ability that just kind of steps outside the normal like arc of the game.
Right.
But yeah, and it's just again another way to add more fun things and replayability.
Right. Yes. So we're very excited about this game. Very excited about the giveaway. Again, good luck. And this was just a lot of fun. Really enjoyed this game. This was a great game.
And as always, we're Tabletop Vibes. Like, subscribe, comment. Again, on your favorite starship faring game. And I guess mine is, I don't know. I just love space, so I'll play most space games.
I mean, Arcs is great.
Arcs is great.
But I still, in the back of mind, Twilight Imperium is still
Twilight Imperium.
Soft spot in my heart.
14-hour soft spot.
Yeah, all day.
Anyways, we're Tabletop Vibes. Thanks for watching.